Jeff King joins us a little earlier than normal on the desk to talk about a bit of a ugly incident that occurred in hockey last night.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, well, and of course we know the NHL general managers are meeting this week in Florida. The big issue there is headshots in hockey. Sidney Crosby, of course, is out due to a headshot and a concussion. And of course, many are still talking about the Zdeno Chara hit on Max Pacioretty. And unfortunately, headshots are not just a problem in the pros. In fact, we had an ugly incident last night in Game 4 of the Vancouver Island Junior Hockey League final between the Peninsula Panthers and the Victoria Cougars. Now, this was in the second period of the game at the Panorama Rec Center. The Panthers' Brandon Egley is hit behind the net by Cougar Steve Axford. Now, we will show you this a few times, slow down as well, and it's easy to see what Axford, that he does connect with Egley's head, but the question is, was it with malice? Axford was given a 5-minute major for hitting to the head and a game misconduct. Now, I spoke to coaches from both teams today. The Panthers think that it was with malice, while the Cougars coaches don't think that it was with intent to injure. So this has gone to the league president, Greg Batters, who was at the game and did watch the hit with me this afternoon in our studios. And Batters says there will not be a suspension to Axford.
If you watch the tape as much as I've watched it, you'll see that there's a number of players that are standing, watching the puck and watching Brandon with the puck. Nobody screen. I mean, we've taken that away from the game. The protection of other players by setting screens or picks, and it happens instantaneously. I mean, there's really no malice in that play at all from what I can see. I mean, Steven is a very good player, and he's an offensive player, but I mean, it's a competitive series, and it's terrible to see Brandon banged up like that, and I know he's just coming off a concussion from the major midget league. So, you know, that lends itself to really query, you know, how soon players should come back from concussions. But the underlying theme for us is that there's no real malice intended on that contact. I mean, it's they're just both playing the game, and the game is played at a fast pace. Yeah. And Steven was kicked out for the remainder of the game based on Hockey Canada rules. Any hit to the head or deemed hit to the head is a game expulsion. So
there'll be no other no further action from the league on this, or suspension.
No, not as far as I'm concerned.
Now, as far as how the young man, Brandon Egley, is, well, he did suffer concussion and whiplash. I was told today that Egley was also concussed several weeks ago in a major midget game, so there are some questions as to whether or not Egley should have even been playing last night, but we hope for the best and a speedy recovery for Brandon Egley. And by the way, the Panthers won that game last night 4-2. The Cougars lead the series 3-1, but an unfortunate incident. These young men play for the love of the game, and no one wants to see stuff like this happen, that's for sure, Scott.
It's unbelievable how much more we are seeing it, or certainly paying more attention to it. Any reflection? Do you think it is just bottom line? It's the speed of the game, and the game's getting faster. The players are bigger.
Yeah, and you know, and like Greg Batters said today, you know, who played professional hockey. You know, years ago you'd be holding back the guy a little bit with your stick, or you'd be placing a pick so that the guy couldn't go directly at your defenseman behind the net. Now they've taken that rule out, so there's even more speed to the game, which is what we wanted. But with the speed, of course, comes quick reaction time, and I've spoken to several players in the league about Axford, and everyone just says he's a dynamite young man, and that that's not the type of play that, you know, he was not there to injured Brandon Egley.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff. Thanks for coming to us with this early, and we'll see you later on in sports.